neighbor A is rich, neighbor B is not rich. Okay. But what is neighbor A going to do? He's just going to give out all of his food to neighbor B? No. So what, how does more practical even?
Look, I was in the US recently before the corona in winter, and also I was there in 2018 for several months. The United States of America has, you go into the supermarket, it's full of stuff. It is always full and it is always packed. None of these have to change. Things that humanity enjoys with respect to food, these things do not have to change. We need food. Okay, so we're not talking about all of a sudden, a shutdown of everything. We need to just make sure to understand what we have and how we can make sure that everybody, gets their stomach full for the moment, because that's the most urgent thing.
People are very nervous about socialism, at least here. The word makes people freak out. I think millennials are cool because millennials just, give me food and give me my internet and my phone and I don't care. But the rest of, everybody else from baby boomers in general, I think they're kind of nervous about socialism.
Why be nervous about socialism? You should be more nervous about your neighbor who's probably got in his garage more ammunition than the army. And he's nuts enough to do anything. I'd be scared if I was living in the US under those conditions, because I'll tell you what happens when people run out of food. They do horrific stuff because it turns into a wild animal farm, a sick animal farm. And that should be really scary.
So that's a very real possibility that if there's no food, then crime is going to surge.
Exactly. So I wouldn't be worried about socialism. I'd be worried about all those nutters who are hungry people running around with guns in their hands. And you'd be worried if you got kids and a little bit of food left on the side to eat.
Okay, so I have 2 extra loaves of bread in my freezer. What am I supposed to do? Just go find someone to give it to?
It's not that you as an individual can do anything about it. Nobody at an individual level can do anything about it. This needs to be communicated at a global level to humanity, that we are now moving to a phase where the world does not tolerate this overconsumption. It just doesn't. The world doesn't. And you can't have one country or a few countries having all the resources of the planet while 80%, 90% are hungry, because that 80%, 90%, even if they're not in your country, they will come to you as migrants. They will immigrate to your country and they will take it over. So there is no, there's no independence here. Independence Day for every country is over. Okay, let's all get this.
It's like Interdependence Day.
Yes, it's Interdependence Day.